Hey, congratulations for one thing, just on this launch. It's pretty amazing, and I'm kind of digging the friendly battle you've got going with some of your fellow leading men who have launched brands of their own. Just talk about some of the numbers. How much product are you moving? Because it's getting kind of serious here.
Well, we thank you, Carl, for saying that. We did. We launched back in March, and the timing of a launch March was what it was. And as we shut down, we all had to shut down around the world. Obviously, it affected our businesses, large and small. And from that time in March to approximately 9 months later, we wound up moving 300,000 9-liter cases and preparing at the 12-month mark to ship 400,000 cases. So, I mean, honestly, Carl, these numbers are serious, as you said, to say the least. But we've been enjoying the success. Always find that it's nice and important and prudent to pause and enjoy the success a little bit. But the math certainly means that we have to go back to work.
Yeah, it's been called the biggest launch in the history of spirits, which is amazing if in fact that's true. DJ, talk to me about how this came about. Was this a dream that you sort of chased down, or did others come to you? What was the genesis of this?
Well, the genesis of this venture was, I would say, tequila has been in my family for a very long time. I've always been a tequila drinker, an enjoyer, if you will, and for the good times and the not so good times and everything in between, as I like to say. So it was about 10 years ago that I thought, I think it'd be a good idea for us to go into the spirits business. But again, when you talk about prudency and just pausing a little bit, I wanted to make sure that the timing felt right. I'm a big proponent of listening to your gut and your instinct. And I just wanted to take my time, do it right, surround myself with the best partners, the best distribution partners, for example, Southern Glazer, Mass Jägermeister. And we wound up partnering up with, I had 3 other co-founders, Dany Garcia, Ken Austin, and Jenna Fagnan. And about 3 to 4 years ago, we decided to put our best foot forward and start to put all the pieces together. Now, since then, Carl, I got to tell you, when we talk about these numbers, and we kind of breeze by it, but I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the numbers and what those numbers mean. And as I am learning on the go, baptism by fire, and I like to say that, as I'm learning, we're rolling down the road and paving the road at the same time. But, these numbers are pretty spectacular. And when you look at the numbers contextually, when you look at these numbers, for example, a buddy of mine who we all know, George Clooney, there was a big splashy acquisition when Diageo came in and purchased Casamigos, I think for $1 billion+. They were running approximately 175,000 9-liter cases. In less than a year, we're at 300,000. So the math is pretty bonkers and what that means. So, maybe there'll be a nice high-dollar event down the road, but as of now, we'll just continue to roll even more and continue to go to work. So, and again, to get back to the genesis of it, we decided to launch in March, and then here we are. And it has been a real learning experience for me, but also one that's really extremely gratifying because this is a legacy play. I am a celebrity, of course, so you can't get away from it. It's a celebrity brand at first as we come out of the gates. But ideally, I'd like to, not only is this a generational play for me, legacy brand, a legacy build is, ideally, I'd like to get it to the point where the brand can live on its own without me. And again, we can't get away from me being a celebrity, but eventually I'd like to get to a point where the brand can live on its own. I always like to say I could come in and give something to jet fuel, and then I could eventually, hopefully, back off. And then if I am able to back off and the brand live on its own, then we've done our job.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.